Well, let's talk about some of these unplanned outages. It's been affecting many areas of Johannesburg. There's a big issue on the go at the moment. Yes, we'll talk other wide-ranging issues, but it's a major pipe burst up in the west rand of Johannesburg, Witpoortjie out in the Roodepoort area. Many other areas, of course, still suffering from irregular water supply, but this Witpoortjie burst is a big problem at the moment. Let's try and find out where we are on that before we just try and get a state of where we are water-wise. I'm joined by the City of Johannesburg Chairperson of Utility Services, Mr. Imraan Moosa, joining us. Imraan, good to have you coming in. We'll talk about some of the other areas. Just this Witpoortjie situation, just help me understand, because it's causing a lot of problems there. What happened?
Okay, so good morning, Gareth, and good morning to the viewers as well. Great to be here on this lovely, beautiful morning, and also glad to hear that the weather is also lovely today. Coming back to the issue of water in Johannesburg, the good news, like the good news of the weather today, is that the whole of the city of Johannesburg is with water presently as I speak to you. So that's a good news. I've got the latest update from the managing director that all's well. The areas where there were high-lying areas that had problems in the past has all now been resolved. And, you know, we're proud to announce that the city of Johannesburg is well within the supply of water presently. So, yes, Gareth, I think we're on course, because the last few weeks, you know, the water systems were under tremendous strain due to several factors. We know that in the past, the infrastructure wasn't catered for the tremendous demand that we're having presently in the city of Johannesburg. So, you know, there's many new reservoirs coming up as well, especially in the Brixton area that we've been having several issues. There was even a protest in our last council meeting when we had. So we've sorted most of the problems out, and we mitigate circumstances when there is. So, but the important aspect for us to understand is that it's, you know, communication, information and knowledge is very, very important for the residents of the city of Johannesburg. And hence, you know, that's why I'm actually happy to be here today to actually expound on some of the issues that we have. So some of the issues that we do have, like, you know, is vandalism at times, also with regards to the informal settlements that create strains because of the, you know, extra usage of water. So we're having these situations and we're trying to manage it somehow or the other. Despite whatever is happening, we're keeping a very positive attitude towards our water supply and managing, you know, these resources that we're getting from the city.
Let's talk areas like Brixton, Diepsloot, Berea, Alexander Park. I saw reports yesterday Alexander Park still doesn't have water in some areas. You're telling me this morning that all water is there. They're going to say that's simply not true. Just zero into Alexander Park for me.
So as far as, you know, the managing director has informed me up until yesterday, in fact, when I did some oversights, is that all areas are now what we would call improved in terms of the levels and the water that's getting supplied. But, you know, we need to keep a positive attitude, understand the circumstances due to the old infrastructure and also budgets, because we only got a 1.1 billion budget. And in fact, that 1.
How much do you really need? How much, if in a perfect world, how much money would you want?
What's been happening is each, you know, reservoir is different. And each reservoir then gives us the, you know, budgets required. So like yesterday, we needed, you know, maybe another 2 million. You know, we just did a little bit of an oversight in copies. But this is continuous. So we got to look for ways and means of getting some money from, you know, residents to pay for services as well, despite the...
But they're already paying. Why aren't you getting money from National Treasury?
Yes, we're also applying for money from National Treasury. As we're sitting here today, our managing director is also, you know, in discussions with National Treasury to try and, you know, get enough money coming in.
How much is enough?
You know, I would say we need maybe another 2 billion for, you know, the water infrastructure to assist us with regards to, you know, the problems that we're having, the current problems. So I think in terms of the supply at the moment, we're well on course. I can tell you that most of the city of Johannesburg, I would say 99%, I'm actually quite surprised that, you know, despite what my managing director has updated me with, that we still have water shortages, because as far as I'm led to believe that the whole of the city of Johannesburg, in the 129 reservoirs that we have, are all well running at the moment presently, and we're supplying water comfortably at the moment.
What infrastructure would you need to change? Say you got the 2 billion rand.
Yes.
What infrastructure would you need to change? Your understanding of what is urgent?
Yes, so there's many technical issues with regards to it. So each depot would then, when we say water shedding, water shifting, it's all dependent on that particular area, and there's many other factors that is taken into account. And this requires, engineering input from engineers. So each area is different in its demands. So this is where we're standing at the moment, Gareth.
Vandalism, how do you try and get on top of this?
Well, I must say we're getting on to vandalism. In fact, with water and city power, what we're doing is we upgrading the security systems to ensure that we do not have, these frequent vandalism that we're having in the city of Johannesburg. It's become a huge problem due to many factors, social ills, for example, unemployment and, many other issues like the impoverished, just to put basic necessities on the table. And this creates a lot of crime in the area and escalates the vandalism and crime in the area.
Help me understand as well, because what you're trying to do now is play catch-up with the infrastructure, repair work and maintenance. This 2 billion rand, possibly even more once you actually get all the amounts in. It might have been easier if this was just done over time instead of letting it get to this state. It wasn't well managed, was it?
Yes. No, let me just put this into perspective. So if you look at many years back, when they prepared the infrastructure, they probably wouldn't have known that there's going to be so many foreigners coming into South Africa, so many informal settlements coming into South Africa. And this is also a result of the escalation. Also the usage of water, the consumption of water. And we must thank the residents of the city of Johannesburg that they've been using water sparingly and managing with the current status of water. And, keeping a positive attitude to allow us, time to manage this process.
So when you say that the water consumption and the lack of water was as a result of, and I want to make sure, I don't want to misquote anyone here, make sure I have this correct, that blaming the public, what you mean by the public is not those living in the formal residential areas. You're talking about illegal immigrants and informal settlements. You're saying that's where the issue is.
Yes, there is a strain as well with regards to it. It's multiple issues. So when you look at the informal settlements and you look at the vandalism, and you put all that together, that is where the problem is. And also the extra consumption of water, that creates the demand for water. But we're managing it well under the circumstances and the budgets. And yes, I think we're doing exceptionally well. And I want to give confidence to the public of Johannesburg in particular that we managing to mitigate every situation. We're proactive, and our teams are on the ground trying to assist as best as they can.
What I'm not hearing is you've got money coming in to do the maintenance at the moment. What about the expansion of the network? You've blamed the influx of population into various areas. You've blamed the increased consumption by those who should not be having access to this water. Right now, you're talking maintenance of the current infrastructure. Where's the money coming from to improve and expand that infrastructure? What does that look like?
Yes, so that's so important, Gareth. Thank you for bringing that up, because you need the residents also to pay. So we're not getting the expected income from paying residents. We also have a deficit in terms of trying to recoup monies from outstanding corporates, businesses, etc. So we're trying at best at all levels to ensure that the water supply is constant.
What do you tell people when they don't want to pay because they're not getting water?
Look, we're trying our best to put measures in place where, the water cuts communicated to communities to ensure that payments are coming through so that we can carry on and improve our infrastructure and many of the other maintenance issues that we're having on a daily basis. But like I'm saying, I'm still very positive, and I say, we should keep positive and try and manage within the budgets we have currently.
Respectfully, it's easy to be positive when you're on this side. When you're a resident not getting water, the positivity might not be there. I'm sure you agree.
Yes, no, I do agree. But at the same time, also, we must understand the circumstances and, try and accept the situation that the infrastructure wasn't built for today.
So why wasn't it planned? Surely we knew back in 2008 that we were going to start having these problems. I mean, Eskom has admitted that they should have started expanding their infrastructure. Where was the planning on your side?
No, absolutely, I agree with you. They should have started in the very early years. Eskom had to plan earlier, but unfortunately the circumstances are what they are, and we have to contend with it and just make the best of situations. And like I said presently, that there is a constant water supply, in terms of the updates that I've got.
Just before I let you go, just so no one starts misquoting you later in the media, because we are seeing reports in some areas that they don't have water. What are your troublesome areas now? It might be safer to rather say that the water is at an acceptable level, but we still have problematic areas. What are those areas?
So the only area that I'm hearing from yourself is the Witpoortjie that you're mentioning earlier. We were having problems in Brixton and the Robertsham areas. I think some of the areas we were having problems was Crosby, Hurshill reservoirs and the South Hills tower systems. But all those are being currently managed very well, and the water supply is constantly flowing.
Okay, well, we'll keep in touch with you. Appreciate it for coming in. It's a difficult job to do as well, and I appreciate the time for Imraan Moosa joining us this morning from the city of Johannesburg. He's the chairperson